Welcome, Professor Yuen. It's very nice to meet you. So, before we take it further for the knowledge of our audience, may I little know a bit about your professional experiences and background?
Well, my professional background is basically from the academia. I've been working in universities since 1979, and both University of Hong Kong and then Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. And I've been involved in quite a bit of administration work when I was working in HKUST. So largely, I would say doing work in so-called the technology transfer side, being the director of technology transfer for 9 years, and then spending another 2 years as the acting vice president for research and development. And at the same time, I haven't say put aside my academic activities, and so I was associate dean of engineering and also head of department for 6 years. And so there was a very diverse type of say activities in the university itself, and that gave me a lot of background in terms of covering research in different areas. And at the same time, professionally, I've been independent non-executive director of listed companies in Hong Kong for something over 30 years. And also I serve in quite a number of committees, and I've been also working with the Hong Kong Management Association as the chairman of the board of examiners for the quality award every year, and that has been ongoing for something like 16, 17 years. So through that experience, I know quite a bit of the operations of most of the major companies in Hong Kong, so including companies like MTR, Hong Kong Electric, and all that. And so that was a very interesting and diverse experience for myself.
Know the diversity of experiences you have in your association with a variety of organizations at different level. Now, you were involved in the leadership and mentoring DJI in the early stages. Could you share some of your experiences while providing leadership to DJI and like how the DJI is doing so good? So how your leadership helped them to evolve so well?
Well, I would say the acting president for research and development at HKUST, and also chairman and president of the HKUST R&D Corporation at that time, when DJI was under incubation. It was called iFlight at that time. And then we understand the activities is a great idea of having drones and doing all sorts of things. And then my incubation incubation center director, was also helping them out. And then we advised them that they can make better use of the drones in various types of activities, including, say, motion pictures, or making of motion pictures. So at that time, I mean, all this, say, action themes in Hong Kong, you have to move the camera on the track, and it's very time-consuming, very expensive. And so we advised them that why don't you try using that in those filmmaking activities. And so actually they tried, and then it was quite successful. And so that get them started into some kind of commercial activities. And at the same time, there was earthquake in say Sichuan, and then they have a lot of exposures, and so they start their activities as such. And I was the person who signed actually on the dotted line when they joined the incubation center in HKUST. And later on they moved to, say, Shenzhen, again in the HKUST facilities in Shenzhen, and that was how they get started with Shenzhen. But actually at the background, there are other people that are helping DJI out, including the former Dean of Engineering and also professors in HKUST.
It's really nice to know your role in the involvement of DJI and how you played a key role in supervising and administrating the overall process of DJI. Now, you are one of the chief advisor to RaSpect and really supervising RaSpect at research level, administration level, and at other various capacities. In the recent years, you have seen the research in drone capabilities have really emerged very significantly. And at the same time, machine learning and artificial intelligence, especially in the field of computer vision, has really developed at a very I mean, really a very interesting trend has been seen in the development of AI. Now, how do you think RaSpect can take these two things together, the developments in drone capabilities and the development in AI, to realize its mission of providing safety inspection of buildings and other structures, and overall in helping Hong Kong to be safety sustainable?
That's a very interesting question because in my previous life, I've been looking at after R&D activities, say in universities, and we look at, say, a lot of the work done by professors, and they are really individuals, and they look at really specific things. But we also encourage, say, the research teams to work together and blending across, say, different disciplines, different research areas, so that it will be making impact to, say, the community as a whole in terms of its applications. And this is very important that we go horizontal rather than just vertical in the sense of, say, applications. So in this case, in RaSpect, it is very interesting because in Hong Kong, this is, say, international city, and it has a lot of high-rise buildings. And at the same time, it will be very useful that, say, we can have a technology that can help to support the life cycle of the building in terms of, say, building, maintenance, and eventually maybe, say, demolition. And so drone is a natural choice because the buildings are getting higher and higher. And we used to have, say, gondolas and things like that to help to support and maintain the buildings, but it will be a very dangerous and time-consuming work for putting gondolas down on, say, high-rise buildings like commercial buildings, Bank of China, and those type of buildings. So it will be a lateral process to find an alternative, and we see drone as, say, the key thing that probably will be able to bridge this gap. And when the building is higher and higher, there's no way you can really use so-called manual process. And you need to do it fast also. So drone is the natural choice. So from that standpoint, I think technology-wise, we should move to that kind of new area. And at the same time, AI is coming up, machine learning and all that. And when we're looking at defects for while we're doing building maintenance, it will be very useful that instead of just using human eyes, especially the buildings, say tall buildings, then they are, say, the facade is a huge piece of structure, and it will be very difficult to get this, say, sorted out in a very quick and easy manner. And using manual approach, you will have problems in terms of, say, concentration in identifying defects, cracks, or whatever it is. So using machines to do it would be a natural choice again. So combining the two together, then using drone to do inspection would be a natural choice to replace tedious, dangerous, and, say, very focused human work, right? And especially when we are applying, say, this technology to buildings, we can see also opportunities to apply it to infrastructures, like dams, like bridges, and all this will require a lot of, say, manual support in case that you remain with the traditional method. So again, drone plus AI, machine learning would be the natural choice.
Various pain points when compared to doing structural inspection of facades. Now, this even these pain points applies to various other structures like bridges and dams. And as you mentioned, the recent advancement in drone capabilities, machine learning and AI can also help us in tackling the various inspections of bridges, various quality inspection of bridges and dams. Now, this point really is very relevant to today's society because we have been seeing a lot of incidents in India and other parts of Southeast Asia where where bridges are collapsing, dams are falling out. So this safety inspection, automated safety inspection, really saves a lot of time and ensures very accurate safety to the citizens. Now, coming to RaSpect, how do you place RaSpect against its competitors by looking at the product RaSpect has been developing and in terms of the services, the end-to-end services it provides to its customers? How do you differentiate RaSpect against other competitors?
Well, I think RaSpect is different in the sense is that, well, it is a forerunner in this technology application. And in particular, I've been teaching courses on smart cities. And so I think the team and the CEO, Harris, I mean, he has been very innovative. And then our applications is not just limited to so-called facade structures and things like that. We are looking at infrastructures for an entire, say, smart city, and we can also look at, say, energy consumption, ESG, that type of stuff also. So there's a lot of room for RaSpect to expand, but in terms of its core competence, RaSpect is ahead of the other competitors in terms of the fact that, say, we start early and we have accumulated a lot of, say, information and data as such. And when we're doing machine learning, data is the king. And so being an early starter, we're able to, say, salvage from our database a lot of, say, data on defects in which it will support our learning process. And that is very important. And also that we have started to say collaboration with universities. I mean, the Hong Kong government has been providing support for us to do projects in conjunction with university. And so we are using, say, these projects to really push our technology to, say, the forefront. And that is very important because we want to maintain our leadership in terms of technology. And through our, say, day-to-day operations, we learned and also update, say, our applications, and at the same time understanding more of the client's needs. And so I think that gives us, say, a head start against any of our competitors. Most of them are kind of a little bit narrow, focusing on technology, or even though when they're looking at, say, facades or building infrastructures, they do not have the sufficient amount of data that we have at hand. And so we see ourselves being leading the pack for at least 1 to 2 years.
That's really nice to know, and your response has really opened up a new dimension, and that is what I have seen you extensively helping RaSpect in doing a lot of university collaborations. Since one of the core competency of RaSpect is in its research and development, you have been really associated with various universities, obtaining various research grants to really bring out very sophisticated technologies. How do you think this university and this research collaborations can help RaSpect in taking its legacy forward?
Yes, definitely. I think with the help of the professors in the university and leading the research team, and also we are bringing postdocs to build the team and to build it up. And so we see a lot of new ideas and new inputs into, say, our R&D activities and R&D ideas. So innovation is king, and especially we are dealing with kind of relatively new technology, and in terms of applications, this is definitely new. And so we will need a lot of input from innovative persons, bright ideas, so that we can bring in paradigm shifts in terms of how we do it. And just like the recent project we've been doing on bridges, this is really the first time using drones to inspect bridges in Hong Kong, and I believe it's worldwide. And it will open up, say, a lot of opportunities, because this is very important. There are a lot of bridges around, not just in Southeast Asia, and we are expanding globally. And so in US and in other places, North America, Europe, I mean, bridges are everywhere. And that's why I was talking about smart cities and infrastructures, because smart city is one of the trend for most of the countries, and they try to build cities that are smart. But at the same time, to make it smart, you need to really maintain the city to operate in such a efficient manner, and you need technology to support it. And this is the type of technology that will cater for this kind of needs. And so I think we are on the right track. And of course, as a startup company, there's a lot of growing pain. And so we went through a lot of processes to correct ourselves, realign ourselves. But our vision is very clear. So having that, then I think we are on the way to make further success and also making impact to the community as a whole.
Yeah, really nice to know this from you, that the university collaborations and the research collaborations is helping RaSpect to really come out with more more automated and sophisticated technologies, which is really making safety inspections much faster and also much safer. Now, a diversity of profession will be watching us, maybe starting from normal citizen, maybe surveyors, maybe property owners, maybe facility managers. So any final thoughts on motivating them to adopt this AI based automated inspection, and how RaSpect can make it easier for them to adapt to such new technologies and really reduce the cost of inspection, provide more safety inspection, and really regain the trust of their people?
I think basically this is a paradigm shift, as I mentioned early on. And in terms of cost, I mentioned early on also that, say, using the drone technology and this kind of automated inspection process itself, it will cut down a lot of the times in terms of really maintaining or doing survey for buildings and infrastructures. And you're talking about not just, say, a few percent improvement. You're talking about, say, hundreds of percents of improvement in terms of time, right? And so that is the first thing. And secondly, the company is not focused to be an inspection company. The focus is really a data company, because we will work with surveyors, engineers, so that they can make decisions on whether there is any fault in the structure or, say, in the facade itself, so that maintenance is required. We just collect the data for them or help them to assess the status of the building or of the infrastructure itself. So again, I mean, we work as partners. And the key thing is that, say, when I was looking at all the companies that submit their applications for the quality award, every company is talking about digitization. And what we're doing is really, say, instead of using manual process to capture, say, the status of the building itself, we're using digital method in which we have all this images from the camera, and then we digitize, and this is a digital information, and we store it, and that becomes data. All right. So the digitalization is a law, and we are helping companies, especially facility management companies, property owners, to digitize so-called, say, the information on the building. And that's why we have a patent application called building fingerprint, in which, I mean, we're able to, say, take a log of the status of the building digitally over different periods of time and make comparison. And based on that, then we can see how the building or the infrastructure kind of degrade over that time, or I shouldn't say degrade, but, well, their status over different periods of time. And so they will be able to make decision on whether maintenance will be needed. So the digitization is the, say, basic infrastructure or process that we are offering to all those companies. And at the same time, we are building ourselves as a data company with all those information available to potential users. So that is how I see RaSpect is developing. It's not just an inspection company, but rather a data company. And that is why we aim at it to be a global company, because infrastructure is everywhere. And they need data to assess whether those infrastructure are safe or not. And so we have all the data, and this is how we do our business.
Thanks a lot, Professor Yuen, for really giving us the awareness of the importance of drone-based AI inspection. I hope our conversation will reach out to many people, and especially surveyors, facility managers, property owners. They understand the importance of adopting these AI-based inspection services, and this will help ultimately for the safety and the sustainability of Hong Kong and other various top-class metropolitan cities. Thanks a lot, Professor Yuen.
Thank you again. Yeah.